guys, it's Jenny K, and welcome to the first week of my brand new advice column. This is something new I'm trying out. For those of you who don't know, I just got my channel about a week ago, not even, and I've put up a lot of videos up there about gaming. But I do want my channel to be varied, and this time, every Friday we are going to do an advice column, and this today it's actually going to be a rather short video because I only got one email from you guys. That being said, I just bounced this idea off you guys like on Wednesday, so it is understandable that you didn't get a chance to email me before today. And I know I said I'd be doing this in the evening when I streamed for you guys on Wednesday, but of course, the way my day looks right now, it would just be better for me to do it now rather than in the evening, um, for different reasons, for family reasons. My brother and sister in law did have my niece yesterday on my brother's birthday, believe it or not. So I'm probably gonna go by in the evening to see them. So it just works out better now for me to do it in the morning right now rather than the evening. Now that's not to say that I wouldn't be doing it in the evening for next Friday. I probably will. But it's very dependent. I will tweet as I did today, and let you guys know. And of course, this is all archived on YouTube naturally. So for those of you guys who missed, you can tune in whenever it's convenient for you guys. Anyways, today we have just one email, and once I'm done reading and towards the end of the stream, I will give you my email, as well as my Twitter, so you guys can just keep in touch if you like. All right, so today's email says, "Hi Jenny, before I even begin, I want to apologize for my poor English. Unfortunately, I happen to be a foreigner. I don't really have any serious problems with myself, but I love to hear your tips on how to deal with self doubt. Oh, and what do you think about cutting self harm? It seems to be in mainstream now." Well, thank you so much for emailing. First of all, I it doesn't say how I should address you, so I do apologize for that, and I apologize for the noise. I'm putting away my brown note. Yeah. So thank you so much for emailing. As far as self doubt goes, I'm gonna address these, I guess, one at a time, just because they are two totally different things. As far as self doubt goes, I think that it's something that we all struggle with. I think that there are people who have more self confidence than others and more self esteem than others, definitely. But I think deep down, it's something that we all kind of struggle with and we all deal with. And people deal with it in different ways. Some people they get opinions from their friends and make sure because I do that too. To be quite honest, is I second guess myself constantly, and it's something that I like I said, I think we all battle with. I don't think there's really a solution like this is what you should do or this is how to deal with it. I think that it's something that you just have to understand about yourself. Like, as long as you can realize that you do have confidence issues or that you do have issues with, I guess, you do have as long as you can let me rephrase, as long as you realize that you do second guess yourself, that you do have confidence issues, I think it's always something that you can work on about yourself. And I think that the fact that you can realize that as a person and say, yes, this is what I do all the time, and this is how I am, then you can start getting to the root of why that is. Is it because you have no confidence, or is it because you are scared of failure? And all of those are perfectly acceptable. There's not, a right or wrong answer. Oftentimes in dealing with people in psychology, there's not always, sometimes, yes, but not always a right or wrong answer. And if you can figure out the reason why, you are that way, and then you can start working on, okay, so, I have self doubt because I'm scared of failure. Okay, well, how can I work on not being so scared? What can I do? How can I change my mindset so that I'm not so scared of that, and ergo not have so much self-doubt? It's all about just trying to figure it out, and this is not something that you have to do alone. Some people do. And that's okay too. I mean, there's again no right or wrong answer. It's as long as you know you have this issue, you can try and figure it out why. And of course, when you get to the root of the problem, you're able to work your way back and try and help. And this is something that takes a lot of time, guys. This is not something that's ever going to happen overnight. You know, some people battle with it their whole lives. And some people just realize that it's just something that's part of them. Like it's just a trait that they have that, you know, they it's not something that's so easily fixed, or they feel like they can't fix it. And some people just can't help it. It's, you know, it's just part of their personality. So if this isn't, you know, come so easily, like the self reflection, um it's totally understandable. You know, it's not something that happens. You know, you don't just wake up and say, I have self doubt. I know why. This is how I'm going to fix it. It's not like a computer problem or, um, you know, a hardware problem. It's not a physical problem that, you know, you go to the doctor because you're sick and, you know, they can say, oh, well, you have a fever and you have a sore throat and we think you have the flu, and they give you medicine and you're better, right? But it doesn't come so easily with these things, with psychological matters. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes a lot of self-reflection, a lot of thinking. And sometimes even when you know the issue, like even when you know why you're doing it, even when you know like what the problem is, to work that problem out, to really like to fix that problem, I guess, to fix it, to work it out, even that takes a lot of time. Even when you know why you are that way, to change that, you know, takes time. And to change anything really about your personality, about the way you think, is a very time consuming, it's a lot of effort. And so don't be discouraged if you're one of these people who want to change this about yourself and it's not happening fast enough, or it's not happening the way you think it should. You know, don't be frustrated. Just be proud of yourself that, you know, you are trying to change. Like just deciding that you want to, just deciding that you should is a huge step, guys. Like it's monumental. You know, it you may not realize it, you know, as the person who's going through it, but it really is. It's a monumental thing. So for you to just say I have self-doubt, I want to change it, is monumental, because there are a lot of people who go through their lives who have this and they feel like they never realize that they want to change it. They never come to that realization. And so the fact that you did, the fact that you did, that's great. And know that self-doubt is something that's within all of us, to some degree. I mean, you know, people have it in different degrees. Some people do it all the time, some people do it sometimes, you know, but it is in all of us. So don't feel like it's just you. Don't feel like, you know, this is just your problem. No, I think it's with everyone. As far as the cutting and all of that goes, I don't really know what you mean by mainstream. I don't really know how to answer that, just because I don't know what you mean by mainstream. But my opinion on cutting is, psychologically, people who cut, it's a huge misconception, guys, where people think, oh, they're cutting, they must want to commit suicide. That's not it at all. People who do it, now, I'm not condoning self harm here, guys. I'm not, certainly not. But um, you know, it is, I guess, not up to me, but I do want to clarify, and I do want to clear up a misconception for those of you who are listening and who will tune in later, because you know, I'm not condoning cutting, but I do want to clear that up. So, like I said, it's a huge misconception that people who cut are so depressed that they want to commit suicide. But actually, it's the opposite that's true. Where people who are really depressed and dealing with grief or loss, or just depression or anxiety, they do it because it helps relieve, for them psychologically, it helps relieve the pain. Like it helps them feel better, because um, medically, what happens when you cut, like in your body, is when you cut yourself, the pain releases endorphins, which make you feel good, which make you feel happy. And I like I said, I'm not condoning cutting here, guys. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm certainly not. And if you are, cutting and you are self-harming, then you should definitely see a therapist, and you should definitely, talk that out and see a therapist and get treatment, because that's clear signs of depression. But um, it is true that when you do cut, your brain does release endorphins. And so people who tend to cut tend to do it to make themselves feel better. Some people do it, depending. Some people do it because they are depressed, and that happens. Others do it if they're in a certain situation. Teens, for example, this is prevalent with adolescents, where they're in a certain home environment or in a certain family environment where they feel as if they have no control over their lives. Absolutely none. And to cut, to self harm, to do something to their body is like the way they have some control. It's the same sort of thing. I'm going slightly off topic here, but it's on the line. It's the same sort of thing with anorexia and bulimia with teens. Um, Part of it is, yes, they want to lose the weight, and yes, they feel fat, and there might be some um, issue there with their concept of their own body. That's very true, and it's prevalent mostly in Western society, more in America than anywhere else. Both anorexia and bulimia nervosa, they're both more prevalent in America than anywhere else, because of our television and the images we portray in our magazines and commercials. So I am going off topic. I'm sorry, but yeah. So they do it because they want to lose weight. But some teens who are in certain environment do it because they want to have some control over their lives, over their bodies, over what's going on, like what's happening to them. And so just like cutting, with anorexia and bulimia, they do it to gain some control. So it's not, to commit suicide. It's not, they're so depressed they want to commit suicide. In fact, when you look at documentaries, of people who have self-harmed, or they say no, it's, they do it to an extent to where uh it won't cut through an artery, because I guess if you cut yourself the wrong way, definitely you will, and you'll go you'll definitely bleed out. But they do it in such a way so that they don't, so that they can have, they can cut and bleed, but then not to such an extent that they would, pass out and die. So like I said, I'm saying it for the third time, because I know how this can come across. I'm not condoning cutting. I'm not saying this is something you should do, or that it's something that's normal, or that it's something that is okay. Certainly not. Any form of self harm, whether it be cutting, bulimia, or anorexia, or any other, you know, is definitely something that should be treated. And if this is you, you should definitely see a therapist and talk to them about it, and get treatment. But as someone did ask me in the email, what my opinion is. My opinion is, it's not, I just want to clear that misconception up, that it's not to commit suicide. It's not about, killing yourself. It's about trying to feel okay. Maybe not good or great, but to try and feel okay, to try and release some of the pain that they feel inside, like internally, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and releasing it externally. And that's more of what it's about than anything else. But that is my opinion, and I'm sorry if I rambled on a little bit, but I do want to, it's I'm a psychology major, guys, and this is like a big point of passion for me. Like, I love talking about it, I guess. So that is my whole opinion on that. Um, to the person who wrote to me, I hope this is a satisfactory answer. I do apologize if it's not what you mean by mainstream. Um, I didn't really know what that meant, so I just thought I'd address my opinion about the cutting, because I wasn't really sure about the mainstream thing. If you guys would like to email me, I'm looking forward to doing this next Friday. If you'd like to email me, my email address is Jenny, JENNY, .E as in echo, Kim, KIM as in Mary, 2007 at gmail.com. Again, that's Jenny, Jenny, dot E as in echo, dot KIM as in Mary, 2007 at gmail.com. When you do write to me, please make the subject line as advice column, because as I explained in my last stream, I do check my email on my bro note. So for me to be able to see your email address and stuff like that, which, like I said, I wouldn't look at, I actually have to arrow down one. It's on a separate line. So if you make the subject advice column, I know instantly not to look. And I'll just hit enter and I'll look at the contents of the email, but not the email address or anything. Um, I will not be replying to your emails individually. If you do email me, I will address all of them on here, on the live stream. So you'll definitely know if I got it or not, because like I did this time, I read the emails out loud and then I reply to them. So I will not be replying to them individually. So don't, if you don't get a reply from me, don't panic. Please email me, guys. I do want this to be a success. This is a huge passion of mine. I love helping people, and I love having these types of discussions. You guys may not enjoy it because you get to hear me ramble all the time, but I do love it. Please email me. Feel free to tweet me if you have any questions or comments. It's at Silvermoon, SILVERMOON 1022. Again, it's at Silvermoon, SILVERMOON 1022. So please feel free to tweet me. Please feel free to comment. I do check my comments pretty often, like on a daily basis. And I do get email notifications for when there is a comment. So I will definitely look at that. So tweet me, email me, put up comments. Please just keep in touch. I do look forward to doing this with you guys on Friday. But in order for that to happen, I do need emails from you guys. So hopefully I will have some content for you guys on Friday. If not, I will either cancel the stream or figure something out. We will see. All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. Have a lovely day. Bye.